Okay, apparently there wasn't enough epoxy. So what I did is I pulled the fret completely out because I just tried to tack it down on the other end over here where it was coming up. So I went ahead and just pulled the fret wire out. And I'm going to try this since it's in the upper frets. Pull the fret wire completely out. Re-radiused it to a greater radius and tapped it down with a hammer, hammered it in with, I put epoxy in the slot this time, all the way down. Squeezed it down, with the clamps, both clamps this time, so I can get it all the way across. I'm using this for sort of like to hold it down, pinch it down, get that side that's coming up seated really good. Then I use this radiused block here, and I went ahead and clamped down the other side too. Okay, and I did that real quick, and then because I knew there was going to be a lot of squeeze out, I went ahead and took both this vice grip and this clamp off, and then cleaned up all the excess with a paper towel all the way across. Then reclamped it back down really good to where I could see the ends sitting down, and I knew the middle was already seated. So I'm going to wait 5 minutes, see how that does, and if that doesn't hold it, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably do every one of these frets like this. I'll probably go back, pull every fret wire out all the way down, including the one that popped out whenever I was hammering because I pulled them in and out so much. Check this out. So yeah, I'm not going to live with that. I'm going to take all these out, radius them down, over radius them, put epoxy in every single groove, and then tap them back down with a hammer, clean the excess off, clamp it, just like I did up here, clamp, take the clamps off, and reclamp, clean it up again, and then reclamp it. So I'll do that for every single fret. So I'll be here doing this a while before I put it on the fret, on the guitar, maybe. I mean, at least doing the upper frets like that, and if I see that it's going well, once I get past the body, and I get on to, the exposed area where the, or the neck part that isn't at the body, I think I could probably, just go ahead and do it all here. But herein is another problem. For some reason, the the truss rod doesn't want to sit down in the groove, and it's kind of holding up in here, so I'm going to have to address that as well. So. If it's not one thing, it's another. I think maybe something got down in there that I can't see, or I don't know what happened. Or maybe the wood swelled in a certain area and didn't in others. I highly doubt that because this is really stable wood. This is maple. But, I guess because of the red oak strip in the middle, that might be an issue there. So I'm going to go back and reseat the truss rod into the channel to where it's flush with the top. It's kind of a... Can't see it here very much. Yeah, you can see how much it just suddenly just came up there. I could push it down most of the way. There's still just about maybe a 1/16 of an inch that won't seat into the channel very well. So anyway, after I take care of that and take care of every one of these frets, I should be able to glue the fretboard onto the neck. And then next thing I'll do would be addressing the bone nut, which I already marked here, where I'm going to be setting it back to. That's the thickness of the nut I want to use. Using a really thick nut, I can do anything I want since it's my home build. So I decided to experiment with that. I think fatter guitar and bone nuts, and I like bone. Maybe I might use brass. It depends on this particular guitar how it sounds with the bone. I'm just going to do it by ear, what I think sounds best. And then when I get through with that, all I have to do is set the actual bridge. This is the tailpiece holes right here. These are the tailpiece holes. But I got to set the bridge right in this area here, 2 holes. But it's got to be exactly at the right intonation spot, which I'm going to have to refresh myself on how to do that exactly. But more or less, you've got a distance from the edge of where the nut is, where the fretboard starts, right in this area here. From that point to the 12th fret, generally speaking, should be the exact same distance as from the 12th fret to the I think it's the center of the bridge, but don't quote me on that. And then you have to worry about compensation as far as like how far to rotate the bridge to get all the strings to intonate properly. Technically, even if I set it in the wrong place, they make special bridge attachments that basically give you more play, you know, to be able to fix that. But I'm going to do it right, you know, at least attempt to. Pay a lot of attention to detail. And then I have a book over here, making you dizzy. It's over here somewhere. It's by Dan Earlywine. And basically it gives you all kinds of, here it is. Gives you all kinds of setups, you know, and specs and things for guitars. I know what I like because I have guitars that I can just measure, but that's a good reference to have if you're going to try to do this sort of thing. Has all kinds of specs in there by a lot of popular, you know, very famous artists and things like that. So anyway, that's where I'm at on this thing.